Hello student, myself Ravi Mishra. Today we introduce the topic sexual reproduction in flowering plant. This topic is very important in board exam and various competition. In the middle of this video, we discuss many important questions that come from sexual reproduction topic. First of all, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and click on bell icon for new updates. Now we discuss about sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction takes place by the combination of a special reproductive cells called sex cell. Sex cells are the two types, male sex cell and female sex cell. The sex cells are commonly known as gamete. The gametes are two types, male gamete and female gamete. In sexual reproduction, a male gamete fuses with female gamete to form a new cell that is called zygote. The zygote then grow and develop into a new organism is due course of time. The other name of sex cell is germ cell. We know that the plant in which the sex organ are carried within the flower and the seeds are enclosed in a fruits are called angiosperm. Angiosperm are commonly known as flowering plant. The flowering plants reproduce by sexual reproduction method. This means the two sex, male and female, are involved in reproduction in flowering plants like human being. Plants have also male and female sex organ, though they are different in form they are human. The sex organ of a plant are in its flower. Now, here we discuss about the parts of flower. We know that flower is a reproductive organ of the plant. Flower consists of 5 parts. First, receptacle, sepal, petals, stamen and carpel. Now we define one by one each part of the flower. Now the first part, receptacle, the base of a flower to which all the parts of the flower are attached is called receptacle. This part of the flower is represented receptacle properties because it is the base of the flower. Now the second part, sepal, the green leaf-like part in the outermost circle of the flower are called sepals. All the sepals taken together are called calyx, means a group of sepal is called calyx. The function of sepal to protect flower in its initial state when it is in the form of a bud. The lower leaf-like structure represent the part of sepal. Now the third part of flower is sepal. The colorful part of the flower are called petals. The petals lie inside the sepal. All the petals taken together are called corolla, means a group of petals is called corolla. The petals are usually scented. The function of petal to attract the insect for pollination process and protect reproductive organ which are at the center of the flower. The fourth part of flower is stamen, the little stalk with swollen top just inside the ring of petal in a flower are called stamens. Stamen is the male reproductive organ of the plant. Stamen produce pollen grain. The stamen is made up of two parts. First, anther and second, filament. The stalk of the stamen is called filament and the swollen top of the stamen is called anther. It is actually the anther of a stamen which makes the pollen grain and store them. Here we discuss what do you mean by the pollen grain. Pollen grain is a male gamete that in yellow color and having powder like structure. Pollen grain contain the male gamete. It is clear from this discussion that the male gamete of a plant are made in anther of the stamen. Another point to be noted that a flower usually has a number of stamen in it. Now The fifth part of the flower is carpel. In a center of a flower, there is a flask-shaped organ called the carpel. Carpel is the female reproductive organ of the plant. A carpel is made up of three parts: style, stigma, and ovary. The top part of the carpel is called the stigma. Stigma is for receiving the pollen grain from the anther of stamen during pollination process. Stigma is a sticky so that pollen can stick to it. The middle part of the carpel is called the style. Style is a tube which connects stigma to the ovary. The swollen part at the bottom of the carpel is called ovary. The ovary makes ovule and store them. Ovule contain the female gamete of the plant. There are usually many ovules in the ovary. Each ovule contains only one female gamete of the plant. The female gamete of the plant which is present inside the ovule is called the ovum. It is clear from the discussion the female gamete of the plant are made up in the ovary of the carpel. Please note that the female organ of a plant is known as carpel and stamen, both name. Now the part of the flower is completed. In next step we shown the each and every part of the flower with the help of a figure. With the help of this figure we clarify the parts of the flower. The lower part of the flower is flower stem. The green leaf that present in whole, that is called the sepals. The base of the flower is called receptacle. The colorful part of flower is petals. There is a sticky and a flask-like structure are present, that is called carpel. Carpel is made up of three parts, consists of three parts: stigma, style, ovary. The lower part means swollen part, ovary, tube-like structure, style, and tip portion, stigma. Here filament and anther are present. Filament and anther combine and form a stamen, that is the male part. Carpel or pistil is the female part of the flower. On the basis of sex organ, the flower are two types. Now the first, unisexual flower, and second, bisexual flower. Uni means single, means if the flower contain only one sex organ, that represent the unisexual flower. The example of unisexual flower is papaya and watermelon. Second, bisexual flower. Bi माने होता है two. Bisexual flower contain both male and female sex organ, means stamen and carpel both. The example of bisexual flower is hibiscus and mustard plant. Now our topic is completed. In next video we discuss about pollination and fertilization process that including sexual reproduction in flowering plant.